This is a big step for you to take. We thank you for your support. We thank you for this honor that you're allowing us to do here today. Without you, we couldn't have done it, quite frankly. Thank you very much. And then, obviously, Franca.
Because I'm going to keep him from crying.
That's right. Franca gave me this tie today. It's Bob's. Bob, knowing the type of eater I am, I could see some spaghetti stain on there already. No, it was lasagna, I'm sorry. So anyway, when we talk of Bob, we talk of Franca. So we're here to honor you too. All right, so what are we doing here today? I think we're bestowing the highest honor that can be bestowed upon a jurist or lawyer for a life of service. The naming of a courthouse in honor of that life of service. Take into consideration the place to be named, a courtroom, where all citizens are treated with respect, their complaints heard with a discerning, interested ear, a place where rational decisions are made. Those decisions are based upon scholarly analysis, a place where civility must reign. The decisions are enforced not by threat of violence, nor force, but by economic ruin, but by the respect all of us have for this place and the people in it. Based upon this, I believe this commemoration is especially appropriate for our fellow jurist, lawyer, and citizen, Robert Country Bob Brower. Country was a man who heard citizens with a discerning ear, had respect for all, and treated them in a civil manner. He was, however, a biased man. Not many of you knew that. He was a biased man. He held a bias for those without power nor influence. He held a bias for a common sense approach to people's problems. He was a man who made princes and paupers feel comfortable with empathy, intelligence, and disarming humor. Now, I know everyone remembers Bob Brower as a hometown, humorous, folksy approach. But let us not gloss over his innate intelligence and understanding of the law and of human relations. He was a brilliant man. 6 weeks after graduating from law school, he got his magistrate position. Most of us didn't even know the way to a courthouse 6 weeks after graduation. He was running one, for God's sake. He then served with distinction throughout the state of Idaho. So how did he do it? How do you take a raw law student and bring him into this place of honor to figure out society's most important decisions? Well, I think, quite frankly, it is the history of place, the history of Blackfoot. He was formed here. He lived here his entire life. He was an academic and athletic star in the Blackfoot schools. He went on to the Idaho State University, got his history degree, a subject he never lost his zeal for, a subject he carried on to his sons, Brady and Ben. So in a sense, I believe that Blackfoot City and Bingham County, this area, this courtroom will stand for them, for this country, for this place. And as such, this city, this county, this place taught him there must be a fair treatment for all, no matter race, religion, or stature. And as such, Bob ran everything he ever touched. We all know he either did it by his position or by cajoling all around him to do his work. The clerks of the court, you know, he didn't do much. He came in here, he made people laugh, he made them feel comfortable, then you told him what to do. Now you know that. He is the only person that I know of in law school who could get a bunch of 1960s baby boomers to carry all the books in the law library from the old law library over to the new Menard Law Library without pay in the winter and by hand. How did he do it? The same folksy, humorous approach he used for all of his courtroom proceedings. Judicially, Bob was a man of courage. I remember his early advocacy for the Native Americans, for making sure that those who were homeless or helpless on Blackfoot streets during winter months were placed in safe environments, even if it was the jail. They had to have a place to go, and Blackfoot was in charge of saving those citizens. I remember him talking very passionately about his work in that regard. He had the courage of convictions that sometimes, despite law enforcement, despite the prosecutors, despite the citizens' pressure to do one thing, he did something else that was truly needed. He dispensed justice in a creative manner. And he had the courage to see through society's false fronts and speak about what true values should be. Many in this room are people that appeared in front of Bob and who were better people for it. He also had a remarkable knack, except as concerns his friendship with me, for seeing true character in people. I kept it from him for years. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I've tried to do here today, number one, not cry, and I didn't do that very damn well, but most importantly, I have tried to show that this commemoration of this courtroom is a direct analogy to the man who we celebrate here today. Both are a steadfast reminder of what is important in the American judicial system. A system, again, that listens, deliberates fairly, and without acknowledgement of status, decides relationships between citizens, their government, and societal entities. This courtroom and Country Bob Brower, law and order south of the Salmon, are a perfect match. And let us not forget that we were presented with a folksy, humorous, and gruff exterior, but behind it lay a significant, intelligent human being who understood justice's final end. Now I'm going to end with one of Bob Brower's sayings. This is one that I could say in public and in this company, but I think there was only one that I remember I could. His son Brady calls them Bobisms. It's all good, some's just better than others. Today is good, it would be better if Bob was here. Thank you.
This is the magic, and if I don't do it, it's like the champagne bottle that doesn't break.
Sweet.
Well, I don't really, so.
We're going to let Franca say a few words, and then when she's done, we'll excuse you.
And there will be very few words, but I was just thinking as Kingfish was presenting today, that one talent Bob definitely did was picking good friends, and all of the people that are here are definitely his good friends. And I thank all of the people that went to all the effort to do this. This is just over the top. It's fabulous. Thank you very much.
Hurt. Whoa, it may hurt. Whoa, it may hurt. Whoa, it may hurt.